everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It would really help me out. It's like so cold here right now. We are in South Africa and it's currently winter, and I had like the perfect setting outside to like film this video, but it was so cold. I even like made myself a coffee, and I have black coffee. Whoa, this isn't a very good one. I bought it today, like this morning when I went to go take Ava to school. And it's not the one we usually buy, it's not very good. But in any case, I'm going to enjoy this and I'm going to get right into this video because like otherwise I'm just going to keep on rambling to you guys. So today I thought I would do a video on how I was affected by pregnancy after like overcoming an eating disorder. I posted this on my Instagram story like a while ago and I had a lot of positive responses to it, and you guys wanted me to make this video, so here I am. I've jotted down a couple of things in my book, which I will just quickly go through, because when I searched this on YouTube, like I couldn't really find any videos where people really discussed how pregnancy actually affected them in like accordance to having had like disordered eating. And it was something I really struggled with because I knew that, you know, pregnancy and is the first step in parenting. You have to just be emotionally ready and physically ready for it, and it was quite difficult for me. So let me just get right into the different points. So I wanted to be in the right mindset, and I knew that I was at a good place where I was like happy with who I was and I wasn't struggling with food anymore. I didn't have any of those like intrusive thoughts about food or obsessions or anything like that. I felt healthy in my own skin. And as I started to gain weight, because you do so in pregnancy, you know, you're growing a child and that just happens, which is healthy, it's good, you need to gain the weight. Something that I really struggled with was the fact that I was feeling so sick, so like I couldn't exercise, so already my serotonin was lower than usual, and like I was just feeling exhausted, and I was gaining like a lot of weight, and my pants weren't fitting me properly, and I kind of had an expectation before falling pregnant that like it's fine, like I won't gain that much weight because I'm super fit, like I'll be one of those girls that just gains the like recommended 12 kilograms. Fast forward like 9 and a bit months later, I actually gained like 30 kilograms, I think it was. That's like a lot of weight to gain. And I couldn't exercise, and I was just exhausted, and I don't know why. I wasn't even eating extremely unhealthy. Like I was eating probably quite a lot more food than I usually would, which is good because you need to fuel your body. But coming from a place of like having had disordered eating and struggling with weight gain because of the PCOS and everything like that, if you don't know what that is, I'll link the video below where I did talk about that, so you can go to that video after you've watched this one. But it was pretty difficult for me to deal with that emotionally, even though I knew it was coming. But it's just like your body's changing and you feel different, and I didn't want those old habits to come back again. And sometimes I knew I would overeat because I felt so hungry, but then there's like not as much space in your stomach, so you'd feel extremely full. Which I really struggled with because I don't like the feeling of being really full, and that would then cause those little voices to sometimes come back and be like, you know, you could just do that little thing to make it go away. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I struggled with like borderline anorexia, I would say, and then bulimia for like a really long time. And so that was just a quick fix for me. I'd think in the back of my head, like I could just quickly do that to make that awful, extremely full feeling go away. But I'm glad that I had that sort of like under control during my pregnancy. And yeah, that was just something I struggled with, just the thoughts of it a little bit, which really annoyed me because I thought I had gone past that already. What else did I struggle with? Oh, like really bad food cravings. Like I would crave things that I knew I didn't need or knew I didn't want. Like for the first 6 months of the pregnancy, I was fully plant-based, which means I didn't eat any animal products, and I felt so great until probably about 6 months. I felt really great, probably up until about the 6 month mark, where I just craved cheese. Like all I wanted was cheese on everything, like macaroni cheese, like cheese on bread, like melted cheese on this thing. And that, I don't like being so dependent on the food, like thinking about food all the time, and like just being driven by that need to have a specific type of food, because that just brings up all those memories for me that I really don't like. And thinking about that, something that I struggled with a little bit in the beginning of the pregnancy was like, I didn't have too bad morning sickness, but I was really nauseous, and I did throw up like a couple of times. Luckily not too bad. Some women have it really, really bad. And that just like triggers a lot of memories and like emotions for me, because I don't, it just brings me back to that time where I did that a lot, and it didn't make me feel good like at all. That was one thing I really struggled with, and I just had to push it out of my mind, I guess. But that was definitely a big thing, and you have to be so emotionally stable, which is really hard to do in pregnancy, because you have like a billion hormones like flying around and everything is different. But you have to just put that out of your mind, and for me it was just trying to deal with it and just remember that that's not where I am anymore. And something that really drove me was fear of not being able to lose the weight afterwards again. And obviously I'm not exactly at my post-baby weight, pre-baby weight, but like it's fine. I still love my body. I know that I've created a human, and that's okay with me. I'm never going to be who I was 2 years ago. Oh, sorry, my coffee is freezing here. So I just had this fear that like I would become lazy, and like I wouldn't be able to get the weight off, and I'd have like all these cravings, and I wouldn't have time to eat properly, so I'd eat unhealthy. You always hear that, like moms just make quick meals like out of the freezer because they don't have time, and they eat the leftovers from the kids. And yes, I do that too. And I was just worried that I wouldn't be able to lose weight again, and I'd be uncomfortable for the rest of my life. That sounds very dramatic, but that was one of my fears, especially because it took me like 9 months to lose or to get back to a good weight where I felt comfortable with myself. And that didn't include much exercise at all, just the occasional here or there, maybe once a week. And that really surprised me, and it made me feel really good, because then I knew that, you know, how resilient my body was, and I could just be grateful for my body. And I knew that I didn't have this demon on the back of my shoulders saying, well, just go back into your old ways again, because that's like my past life, and I don't want to go anywhere near that again. And being pregnant just triggers all of those emotions, because you have so many fears, and you're gaining weight, and like you have all these cravings, and you feel nauseous. Like for me, it just brought all that back up again. Please let me know if there's anyone out there who like has similar experiences. Like let me know below, or follow me on my social media. I'll link them below, and you can find me maybe. Those are like the main things that I really struggled with, and I'm happy to say that I'm still like really healthy, and it's not pregnancy is something that's not like everlasting. So your body is so resilient, and it can bounce back. For some people it takes a little bit longer, it takes a lot more exercise or like discipline, but for me it wasn't too difficult. And this isn't just about weight, like it's more the mental state, because like you have so many hormones going around, and you feel so exhausted and so tired as a new mother. Even during the last trimester of pregnancy is really hard, because you're so exhausted and you're so tired, and you can't really eat a lot because like your stomach feels so full, but you feel super hungry, and you may still have like a lot of cravings. It's just a very strange experience, or for me it was like really different. Obviously I wasn't pregnant before, so I hadn't experienced any of that, and it did trigger those sort of feelings in me where I wanted to revert back to who I was before. But I know that that's not who I am now, and it's way done for me. I don't even know if this is going to be a helpful video for anyone, but I thought I would just share it just in case there was somebody who was searching this on the internet and wanted to know that they're not alone in it, and that they're not going crazy while they're pregnant, having these feelings. It's normal, and it may come up for you in different ways. It may come up stronger than in other people, but for me it was a bit of a struggle, even though it's such a blessing. And my little girl is now 19 months old, And yeah, everything is back to normal and I'm really happy. But if you are struggling with an eating disorder and you do fall pregnant, please find help, because it could be quite dangerous for the baby, and you just want to be in the best possible position mentally and physically that you can be to support the little baby. And yeah, please, if that's something that you struggle with, maybe just chat to someone. You're welcome to message me. I'm not a health professional of any sort, but I can probably relate to what you're going through. Yeah, so this is a really short video. If you did like it, give me a thumbs up, share it to your friends if you feel like they might be going through something similar, and I hope that you all have a really nice day wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video.